So this is just a quick video to show you how Ableton's warp works, the warp function. I see a lot of posts and questions on forums always asking like why samples don't work when they're being dropped in, they're not the right timing, or maybe you're doing a collaboration, you're dropping the samples in and they're not the right time. So I'm just going to show you how Ableton deals with audio samples going in, and that way you can see for yourself where you might be going wrong or why it's not working for you. So I've got my tempo set at 174 because I'm going to be making a drum and bass track next, and I'm going to drop in this sample just because I was using it earlier. This sample is 125 BPM. Right, so you can hear it. Dun, 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 dun. Now when I drop it into here, it's going to go to 174, so it's going to go faster. Okay. Now if we double click on it and look down here, we can see that it's on warp. So it's warped it to 174. But it knows that the original BPM is 125.2, whatever. So it still knows that it's 125, it's just that it's warped it. Now if we go even faster, or if we go half the speed, should we go half the speed? So at 84, 85. Then this should be a lot slower now. I mean, it would be anyway, but it's still going to warp with whatever we change here. Once it's into this screen up top, whatever you want to call it, it's going to keep moving with this warp. Right. So we're at 174. Well, we were at 174, 174. So this is too fast. If we wanted it to its original speed, all we have to do is unwarp it. Boom, done. So now the sample is playing at 125, it's tempo, but the rest of the song is going to be playing at 174. So it sounds right like that, but if I put a beat in there from somewhere, give me any beat. If I put a beat in there, you can hear it's way off. And that was a rubbish beat to put in to show you. So this is at 125 and this is at 174. So if we want to get this back to 174, we have to, what do we have to do? We've got to put the sample actually back up to this speed. So we need this, we need to warp it. It's already done it. Right, now we need to make this sample go back to 125. So 125.02, wasn't it? Now it's back to being warped. Did that make sense? Whatever this number is here, this is what Ableton thinks the sample is. But if it's got the warp, it's going to be the same speed as what's in here. Unless you've messed around, unwarping it and warp it again. Because now it's at 125. If I unwarp it and warp it, it's gonna go to 174. Boom. So now that, because I've changed its tempo of the sample, or what Ableton thinks is the tempo of the sample. I hope that made sense. If not, just let me know. But basically, yeah, whatever you drop in, it's going to warp, as long as you've got the original settings. When you unwarp it for the first time, it's going to go to its original, when you rewarp it, it's going to go to whatever the time is of your song. So just remember them ones, really, because that's I think that's where a lot of people go wrong. They unwarp it and warp it again, not realizing that they've just changed the tempo of the sample, as opposed to actually just warping it again. You know, oops, I unwarped it, oops, I'll warp it again. Doesn't work, because if you warp it again, you're just going to change the speed. You're going to give it a new speed that's the same as what your song is. Yeah. Pitches, I think. We're going to use pitches. Right, that's me. I was going to show you something else on warp markers, but that's a 5-minute video, so we'll leave that there and I'll do another one on warp markers.